more Living in Serenity. Living in Serenity is a program based on the book Before Jesus, meaning Perante Jesus. The book was written originally in Portuguese in 1989 to 1990. It was published 30 years ago. And it's so current because all the chapters lead us to serenity, to say the least. And you're welcome to join us because today, chapter 17 is about the gospel in the heart. What is this all about? The gospel. The gospel means the good news. It's the good news. Why do we need good news? Now more than ever, we need good news, right? More than ever, we need news that are good, that are optimistic. Many of us, I know, we're living this uncertainty, right? It's the uncertainty of the current times, like what's gonna happen tomorrow, where are we gonna do this, am I gonna be able to have everything that I need, where this, where that, how this, how that. So yesterday, I was sharing with you something that Mentor Joseph shared with us. This feeling of uncertainty is very close to that feeling of hell. If you go to the Spirit's book by Allan Kardec, in the last questions, 1013, 1014, 1015, 16, 17, 18, 19, you're going to see that he talks about heaven, hell, and purgatory. Uncertainty that the suffering is going to end is equal to hell. So it's not a place, it's a feeling, it's a state of the mind. So for you and I, it is very important that we get out of this uncertainty and hold on to what we know, to the certainties of life. So since we are multidimensional beings, we need to work at multidimensional certainties. Physically, we need to know how to boost our immune system. Yes, from foods that are appropriate, you can easily Google it and see the healthy foods that are good to boost our immune system. Supplements, vitamins, and how important hydration is and a form of physical activity. Of course, if you can't go out, cleaning the house, washing the dishes, doing something in the house is going to help. If you can't stand up because you feel like not doing so or you can't, you can always exercise on your chair and up and down and up and down, right? And several different exercises that I can do with my hands. It seems silly, but it's so important because that circulation is going to boost our vitality, our immune system as well. Physically, hygiene is so important. Now more than ever, we need to give our hats to Semmelweis. Yes, the one who first and foremost, before Pasteur explained about the germs, he said we need to wash our hands, especially doctors, in between procedures. Taking a shower every day, doing everything the cleanest possible way. But that's not enough. We can't forget that we are beings with emotions, so we need to take care of our emotions. Hygiene of the emotions. So now I'm going to give a tip to you talking about certainties. Okay? In the book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Wonderful book. At the end of this book, there is a list of physical issues, probable causes at emotional thought level, and affirmations to boost our change. The coronavirus begins with certain symptoms. People are still researching on it. We don't know everything about the virus, its behavior, how it works. People are researching on it. But what we know is that it starts with a sore throat, constant dry cough, and fever, and later it leads to a certain form of lung problem like pneumonia. So let us go to the book and see what state of mind is potentially on the behind the scene to make us more susceptible. Don't be surprised. When you talk about coughing, it says it's a desire to bark at the world. See me, listen to me. Let's put the pieces together. Then we go to our next one, sore throat. Holding angry words, feeling unable to express the self. And when we talk about fever, let me go to fever now. Just put the pieces together, okay? Fever. When we go to fever, it says anger, burning up. And then finally, when we go to the next step, which is lung problems, it's the ability to take in life. So pneumonia, in this case here, sorry. Let me go back to the page of pneumonia here. It says to us, hold on. Pneumonia. Just keep the page. Desperate, tired of life, emotional wounds that are not allowed to heal. Got it? Did we get the piece of the puzzle? We don't want to be simplistic. But we're seeing here that we need to do the hygiene of our emotions. So, if we have wounds, we need to heal them. If we have anger inside of us, we need to learn how to manage anger. If we're in need of attention, we need to also work on it, manage it. If we're holding on to this anger inside of us, it's like a magnet. We're not being simplistic here. But as a psychologist and a neuroscientist, I have observed over a few cases that I've got to know of people who had these symptoms of the coronavirus, that they were related to people who were experiencing frustrations in life that were triggering deeply their anger, and at the same time we could see how they were conflicted about getting into a battle with someone with whom they were frustrated, but they were holding on to those experiences. It bottled up, they got sick. We don't want to be simplistic, I repeat, but we want to observe that we also need to do the hygiene of our emotions. And affirmations are good ways for us to come around it. It has everything to do with the chapter we're going to read today. So here are some affirmations that I'm going to share with you that are related to this. You can write it down if you want. First of all, regarding the cough, I am noticed and appreciated in the most positive ways. I am loved. Mark it down and repeat it several times a day. Write it down several times a day. Then another one here for us. It says, it goes, I release all restrictions and I'm free to be me. That's about the sore throat. And regarding pneumonia and fever, here comes to all of us more affirmations. We need more positive affirmations. Regarding fever, I am the cool, calm expression of peace and love. And finally, when we talk about pneumonia, here it is, which is everything to do with this inner grief, inner sadness, and then pneumonia. I freely take in divine ideas that are filled with the breath and the intelligence of life. This is a new moment. So, you don't want to get desperate. You don't want to get tired of life. Those things will be attracting even more the scenario that is surrounding us. We need to sing songs of joy, and that's why today, to hold on to the certainty now at spiritual level, we're going to read Emmanuel's message. Okay? All right? Yes. So before I started, I want to say hi to the friends that I've seen here. So first of all, thank you, friends, for joining us. Hello, Carol Correa. Thank you so much. Sunshine, thank you so much. Thank you, Daisy Gallan, for being here with us. Thank you, friends from the Philippines. JC La Humildad, thank you. Thank you, Sol Souza. Thank you, Nora Brasil. Thank you, Renata Molina. Thank you, friend Jailton. Thank you, Alicia Ramos. How good it is to have you here with us. Thank you, Teresa Castro. Thank you, Gione Correia. Big hug to you and Aloysio. Thank you, Teresa Catapano. How it's been a long time, right? Paula Andrade, a big hug to you. Rihanna, super hug to you and the family. Aidan Casares, super hug to you. Elsa Leal, big hug to you, Elsa. And Silvio Otero, thank you, Silvia. Fábio da Costa Jr., super hug to you too. And Mark, thank you so much for joining us at Cardiac Radio today. So now, as we're talking about holding on to the certainties, don't stay stuck in the uncertainty because we can't control anything. It has always been like this. We have just been living an illusion. The coronavirus in a way doesn't change much because that's the reality of life. We don't know tomorrow. We think we do, but we don't. So it's a good practice to hold on to our faith, to hold on to the certainty that God is the center of our universe, and the certainty that there are good news. You know that there are good news, right? Yes? What are the good news? Here comes the instructor, the educator, Emmanuel, through Chico Xavier, chapter 17, the gospel in the heart. When the gospel lives only in our heads, we are in danger of falling into endless discussions because mental intemperance and vanity always make good neighbors. When the gospel is exclusively located in our eyes, we're likely to move down from the luminous position of companions to the condition of inquisitors and controllers of our best friends, because it is always easier to discover the mistakes of others than to realize ours. When the gospel lies simply in our ears, we're liable to lose valuable fraternity, seedlings, since our imperfect vigilance without any difficulty is converted into suspicion. However, when the gospel beats in our hearts, it renews our lives. It shines within us for a blessed star of understanding and mercy. Its divine rays erase malice in our eyes. The gospel sanctifies our hearing and sublimates our impulses, intentions, and motives. The gospel elevates our feelings to heaven, projecting them simultaneously on earth through our arms in genuine works of love, brotherhood, and wisdom. When we meet the Lord's disciple, who does not take opportunity to fix the scars and defects of others, who does not spend hours guarding the toxicity of slander, it gives no occasion to highlight the ills of others, while remaining calmly in the holy service of charity and light for the good of all, we, in our turn, will be convinced that this companion will have placed the redeeming testament in his chest, living among the needy and suffering of the earth in the condition of a blessed, lit lamp that no shadow will reach. Where is the good news for us? The good news that we have received from Jesus. Do you know where it is? Is it in your head? Is it in your eyes? Is it in your mouth? Is it in your ears? Because Emmanuel is saying, when we have it in our hearts, meaning when we're feeling it, as Jesus said to Nicodemus, Nicodemus, it's not enough to know it. You forgot to feel it. He said it 2,000 years ago. It's not enough for us to know. We need to feel it. Are we feeling it? Because when we're feeling it, we're not worried about anything. We trust in God. And we do the best we can wherever we are. All the time. But Vanessa, I can't leave my house. Come on. You do. We're out of our house right now because we are here together. We're not in our house. No, I'm not in the house mingling with my family. I'm here with you, my family. Yeah, all over the world. And we are supporting one another right now, reaching out to one another, and unifying our thoughts and feelings in the trust of God. God is everything. God is everything and is above all of us. And surrounds us, is within us. We just need to cherish more the company of God. And know that God wants us to be instruments. That's why when we feel the good news, which is God is our Father, He is always providing the best for us, we are constantly trusting that we need to give and to give and to give and to give. And we're not concerned about receiving things. We're just surrendering to giving. Because we're sure that God is providing everything that we need. We give without fear. We're not afraid. If we go back to the teachings of our emotional certainty, practicing affirmations, and dealing with the emotions that are there, anger, but we need to be courageous to see it. Because when Jesus says that one of the trademarks of the follower of the good news is courage, it's the courage to see who we are and what we've been feeling. So we need to look at it and work with it. And sometimes you need time. This is the best time to do this inner arrangement of emotions. How often did you say that you needed to take a break to organize certain things in your house, in your inner house? This is the best time. God is saying, go. Work on it. Don't be afraid what's going to happen tomorrow. Start today. It's one day at a time. The guardian angels are there ready to coach us to this deep cleansing of our inner world. Let us cleanse it. Let us feel like we're years of feeling unnoticed. And finally we say to ourselves, let's repeat here the affirmation. I am noticed. I am appreciated. I am loved. I am noticed. I am appreciated. I am loved. Do your own blessings. Do you remember a message by Sister Shayla named Bless Always? We need to bless our physical body instead of being afraid and telling ourselves, a virus may come and eat you up, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're already afraid. We can tell, I bless your cells, the cells of my lung, of my body, and I tell you, you're so adorable. I love you. I feel your warmth, and thank you so much for being here with me, for being together in this journey. I'm taking good care of you. And don't allow ourselves to sail like a boat through the winds of anger. Don't go too far. When you enter the boat and the winds of anger push you very far, say, no, come back. Hold that boat and say, look, I understand that this wind is telling you to go there, but it's not worthwhile. Let go of these mental battles with XYZ people. Let's cleanse it. Let's do this inner hygiene, spiritual, mental, emotional, and enjoy the moment, friends, because this moment will also pass. And I bet there'll be a day we're gonna miss it. We're gonna say, oh, those days were so unique, because I was granted an opportunity to do things we'll never do again, because we won't have this time anymore. This is time to read good books. Yes. And if you don't have them because you can't buy at bookstores, buy at Amazon. Buy the Kindle version. There are several Spiritist books. Listen to the Spiritist books. We have it in many languages, including at Kardec Radio, SoundCloud. You can go to YouTube's at Kardec Radio if you want it in English, and there are several things there, and enjoy it, because we don't know when we're gonna have this time. Today, Mentor Joseph was saying, Vanessa, remember when you were longing for days that were calmer, quieter, less busy, because you wanted to read more, study more. Not that we can do all that much when we are raising a child, but at least at some part of the day, you're less concerned about doing 10,000 things. And you say, well, I'll read a few pages, a few chapters of certain books. And that's so much nourishment for us. When we will have this time again? So instead of watching the news constantly and being worried and upset and concerned or desperate. I don't know. I want to go away. You see what desperation turns into? Pneumonia. You don't want that. So accept the divine gift of life and shield your lungs. Feel like the blessings of God shielding your lungs as you enjoy life. Tell yourself, I enjoy life. I enjoy life. My life is so joyful. I am joy of living, because the gospel is about the good news. It's about joy, hope, and courage. As Jesus said to Bartholomew, in chapter 8, we have the narration by Humberto de Campos through Chico Xavier. Joy, hope, courage. So for us, let us rest assured that God is providing to each one of us what we need. But we also interfere with our free will. I don't know the people who catch the coronavirus, what they were feeling. I know a few of them. And I'm telling you, Louise Hay is right. We need to turn into positive emotions, manage this anger, manage this sadness, this desperation, these wounds that are inside of us, and manage them. And through affirmations and prayers and doing good things, we're going to shield ourselves and also help others. Because he's saying here to us, Emmanuel, when we have this good news in our heart, when we feel them, we're no longer concerned about what others are doing or not doing. We're focused on those who need help. And we reach out to them. It's much lighter. It's so much easier, right? Life is so easy when we take Jesus' advice. Life becomes beautiful, right? Ever more beautiful. There's no desperation anymore. So let us hold on to this certainty that it's worthwhile singing the songs of joy that we hear from the good news that come from the Master. And when we say this, for those who come from all different walks of life, beyond Christ consciousness, it's the universal consciousness. It's this joy of living, feeling the being still in our centeredness, being grounded with our planet Earth and feeling that we're all one. If there's one thing we're learning with this coronavirus, we're so interdependent. We're so interconnected that somebody sneezes in China and here we are sneezing ourselves. We're not sneezing, it's like more like a cough. They cough there, we start coughing here. So we're sure that what we're doing here is affecting others too. So what we're going to do, right? So Souza, with our universal family, we're gonna sing to them. We're gonna sing and tell all of them, wherever they are, that this little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And let's do this exercise. Visualize the whole world singing this to give them a boost, wherever they are, each and every human being. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let us feel that we are stimulating friends all around the world to their best and be, as he says, when we are with the gospel in our hearts, we are this blessed lit lamp that no shadow will reach. In the next 24 hours, the good spirits are asking us to feel ourselves as we make a choice to put the good news in our hearts. And let us spend the next 24 hours feeling like we are this blessed lit lamp that no shadow can reach. On the contrary, we are contributing with the light in the world. Shall we, friends? This is our exercise in the next 24 hours. Thank you, dear friends, Daisy, Carol, and friends at Kardec Radio. Let us visualize this beautiful light enveloping our planet Earth, healing it, shining the light in everybody, today and always, and so be it, God. Thank you, friends. Until tomorrow, here at Kardec Radio, living in serenity, because Kardec Radio is always nourishing our souls. Thank you, friends.